In today's video, we are going to look at a game played between Judith Polgar and Angelova. And Judith Polgar, I would say, uh, was only 12 years old when she played this game. And just after 2 years, she got the Grandmaster title. And she is the youngest ever girl to achieve this title at this young age. And also, she is the strongest woman chess player in the history. The game continued by playing the move e4. Olgar actually likes the positions where there are more of tactics rather than positional possibilities. c5 by black, the Sicilian defense, knight f3, knight c6, and bishop to b5. Another continuation is d4, the main continuation, c into d4 and knight into d4. But in the game, bishop b5 was played, and now g6. The point of move g6 is that black wants to develop his bishop, fancy to his bishop on g7, and this is type of a dragon setup of Sicilian defense. White castles, bishop g7. Now c3. The point of the move c3 is that white plans to play the move d4, and after c into d4 and c into d4, he is going to take full control of the center. So e5 was played by black. Instead, he should have gone for this variation, the d6. The point of this is that after d4, hitting the center, bishop d7. And there is no better move than to play the move d5 in this position, hitting the knight, and after knight moves. Now, after some exchanges, black would be equal. And this pawn over here on e4 would be white's liability. But instead, he went out for e5, and Judith Polgar still went out for the move d4, and she is giving up a pawn sacrifice. The whole point behind this pawn sacrifice is that white would be very fast in development, and this is what Judith Polgar wanted. So c into d4, c into d4, knight into d4, knight into d4, and e into d4. And here white played the move e5. Now this e5 move is controlling this square on f6, this square on d6, and this pawn is already pinned this bishop over here. And I want you people to pause the video and think that is it possible that black can take this pawn over here on e5? No, he can't take it. The move is knight e7, which was played by black, but instead, if he goes for taking the pawn, then he loses the bishop, because after rook e1, threatening the bishop, f6 protecting the bishop, and now f4. And this bishop can't move anywhere because it is lined to the king. So black played the move knight e7 and bishop to g5. And this bishop is controlling this f6 square, the dot square in black strategy. It is also pinning the knight to the queen. And if queen moves to anywhere, whether to, for example, c7, then this bishop is going to take the knight, and the king would have to take the bishop, and it would be white who would be better, because then black would not castle anymore. So castle was played by uh, Angelova. After that, queen into d4, and white has taken back his pawn, and white is in excellent position. The reason behind is that white's bishop is controlling this f6 square and this h6 square. This knight is pinned to this bishop. This bishop is on a very good square that whenever this pawns, for example, moves, this e8 square of uh, the rook is being controlled by this bishop over here, and it is not easy for black in this position to play the move, for example, sorry, any any pawn move, for example, because he would lose this pawn over here. So knight c6 was played. The point of this is that I'm threatening your queen and you are threatening my queen. If you take my queen, I am going to take your queen with the knight. So queen h4 was played by Judith Polgar, still threatening the queen. Queen b6 was played by Anchilova, and this queen is threatening the bishop over here. Now, knight c3, helping the knight, and you may this pawn you can't take still, but black it became very important for black to take it because this pawn was covering this square. Sorry, this pawn was covering this square d6, and this bishop on c8 is in a cage. That's why Angelova went for bishop into e5. Although it was dangerous, but the concept was that now black is saying that I am going to play the move d6 and then I am going to develop my bishop e6. And here white went out for rook e1. His bishop was threatened over here because after this bishop takes the c3, the bishop's defender is gone and black can grab this bishop. And he went out for this move, bishop into c3, and which was actually a blunder of the game. Instead, it was better to go back, bishop g7. But still, white is completely winning in this position. The reason behind is that now bishop c4, getting it out of the harm's way. Queen takes the pawn on b2. Now knight d5. And now you may see that this knight is hitting this e7 square, f6 square. This bishop is controlling this f7 pawn. It can't move. And this knight is coming to f6. And these two squares, f6 and a6, are being controlled by queen and bishop. And this rook is also controlling this e7 square. So for example, in this position, black plays the move king h8, now knight f6. And you can't take this knight. The reason behind is that if you take this knight, after bishop takes with check, your queen is going to fall. So h6 by black, and now rook e2, threatening the queen. And this position is so much worse for white that he should resign. So instead, in the game, black went out with bishop into c3. Now b into c3, queen into b5, and black has won a bishop. But now queen h6. The point of this queen h6 is that white is threatening to play the move bishop f6 and then queen g7 mate. And black tried to desperately stop it by playing the move queen g5 and taking control of this f6 square that bishop could not move. But there is a problem in this position. I want you people to pause the video and think that how white can win immediately in this position. I hope you have understood that this file is being controlled by the rook on e1. And if this bishop comes over here with check to black king, then white can mate the black king over here on e8 by the rook. So queen into f8 check. As this rook was being stopped by his own bishop on c8, this back ring mate is going to happen. King into f8 forced. Now bishop h6 check, king g8, and now rook e8 check. And in this position, black resigned the game. So if you like my video, kindly subscribe and hit the bell icon button. Thank you very much.